world, and welcome to the No Dunks podcast presented by FanDuel. It's Monday, June 22nd, 2026. I'm Jay Skeets here in the Classic Factory, and alongside me, as always, Tass Millis.
NBA podcast listeners, this is for you.
Next to him, it's my top shot hot boy, Trey Kirby.
Ayo!
Ayo! And over yonder, making the magic happen, super producer JD.
Hello.
There he is. Here we are. Hello to everybody on YouTube. Hello, podcast listeners. Happy belated Father's Day to all of you gentlemen and possible fathers out there watching or listening. Hope you had a great day. Did you guys have a good weekend? Relaxing at all?
I did some bowling. I was really good yesterday.
That's all right.
I had it going on.
Got some strikes?
Got some strikes, baby.
What'd you
spin
bowl?
on that ball.
What'd you bowl?
Not that great.
Oh, okay.
111.
Hey,
not good enough.
cracking
That's not
100.
good enough.
Yep. That's fine.
Yeah, over 100 is good to me. You did your job.
Yeah,
You beat the kids, I assume. Or did they have bumpers?
they did.
Okay.
But no, they didn't beat me.
Yeah, there you go. Dad's Day, baby.
Suckers.
Dad's Day.
Suckers.
On today's podcast, the Atlanta Hawks, they're making moves. We'll get into that. NBA free agency started early. It's already going. And we'll debate who should be the number one overall pick tomorrow night. But first, we start with an email from a No Dunks fan named James, who wrote in, quote, on last summer's Jurassic Pals, and for those that don't know, that was our rewatch of the entire Jurassic Park movie franchise, it was stated that upon hearing new slop in the upcoming NBA season, specifically from Mark Steiner, Jake Fisher, the phrase "pig loose" would be used. Alas, I have not heard this phrase this past season and thought this would be a good reminder for you to rectify this ahead of the summer of slop. Thanks. Again, that's from James. Great point, James. Great memory. Pig loose! JD slop season, baby. Here we go. Pig loose scene from Jurassic World, Trey?
Oh
Is that
yeah,
right?
oh yeah. When we're getting to see the way Chris Pratt handles the raptors in the cage. Some fool lets a pig loose. He gets yanked in by his lariat, and Chris has to step in and save the day.
Right. Pig loose, though. It's pretty good for
Pig
slop
loose,
season.
perfect for slop season. And if you are a pig fan out there, the pig was fine.
Yeah.
Don't you worry about it.
I was thinking exactly that.
Yeah, the pig was fine,
I forgot.
Tess.
Okay.
Good to hear.
Or maybe it got slaughtered.
I would assume it got destroyed. Yeah, what are you talking
The
about?
kid's okay. Pig, sorry.
This is going to sound really weird, but driving in today, and I know it's because it premiered last night, season 3, House of the Dragon. I'm like, dinosaurs, pigs, they eat pigs. Dragons, they eat a lot of sheep.
That's right. Yes.
I was like, oh,
That's a great point.
interesting, fascinating, isn't it? Okay, so the biggest pig right now of them all, the biggest slop, is Giannis. We are on Giannis trade watch for day, I don't know, what are we at here? It's like 13 months at this point. But rumors surrounding a possible move for Giannis picked up significantly over the last few days. Multiple trade ideas being floated. I was pretty convinced he was being dealt there on Saturday night. I was in the Slack channels asking the boys where they were, who would be available. I don't know. There was a lot of buzz, obviously, on social media. But nothing happened. Still waiting. 2 franchises, though, have emerged as the leading suitors. And this isn't really new news, Tass, but it's the Miami Heat. It's the Boston Celtics. Those are the 2 teams most aggressively pursuing a trade for Giannis. I did see Shams here, I guess, on Get Up this morning, like an hour ago, saying, those are the teams, yes. And by the way, this is Shams reporting, the deal is supposed to still be going down soon, but it will not involve a 3rd or 4th team, is what Shams saying. It will be either Miami for Giannis and just those 2 teams, or Boston, obviously with Jaylen Brown to that. That's what he said. But anything to add here?
All we know is that there will be a trade. I mean, Giannis is not going to stick in Milwaukee. As much as I've backed that idea for several months, we know that there will inevitably be a trade. It felt like, Saturday was brewing. It feels like we're super close here. One of those teams will get him. I am surprised to hear that a 3rd team isn't involved. Sure feels like there will be somebody involved, but maybe I'm wrong. Either way, Heat are the front runner.
You still believe that?
Yeah, I
the
think
most
so.
consistent interest here in Giannis. But yeah, of course, here comes the Celtics more recently, Trey, with this idea of moving Jaylen Brown. He'd be the best single player return the Bucks could land. But then we all thought, well, wouldn't he be rerouted to a 3rd team for more draft capital, more prospects? What's your feelings on this at this point?
Yeah, when that pig got loose, one of the things mentioned was that Miami is in the lead, but the Celtics are still trying to get in the mix. And Fisher and Stein reported on Miami's official offer, which is Hero, Ware, Jaquez, and the number 13 pick. A little surprising, I suppose. The third team wouldn't be involved. But if that third team is for future picks, as in not 2026 draft picks, it could be a fake 3-team deal, right? Like we do the deal. Yeah. Tyler Hero goes to the Bucks, but Detroit is still interested in Tyler Hero on July 8th or something like that. We do the trade a little bit later, not technically a 3-teamer, but it is in the end. It just still feels to me like the Bucks are saying, we know the Miami offer. Everybody knows the Miami offer. We thought we were going to wait until the summer. The offer would get better. It ain't any better. It's the one that we've been talking about since the trade deadline, probably since last offseason as well. Will anybody step up and beat this offer? Will the Celtics step up and beat this offer? Will they throw in an Hugo Gonzalez? Will they throw in as many future picks as they possibly can? Right now, Milwaukee's trying to extract everything they can from Miami, from Boston, pitting these two against each other. I assume it will be Miami in the end.
And or will Giannis put this to bed once and for all by saying, if he wanted to, I only want to go to Team X, be it Miami or be it Boston. And he could come out and just say, I'm only signing an extension with that team. And then the other team is out of it. They're not going to probably be trading for him. I can't be seeing it as a rental.
You don't think that's already been a discussion between Giannis and the front office?
I don't know. I mean, and maybe he's fine with both teams. I mean, we did have some reporting that it seemed like he had come around on the idea of signing a contract extension with Boston. Mm-hmm. We know Miami.
But
if he really wanted just to go to Miami, he could be like, I'm not signing with you, Boston. And then I feel like they're out of the play here, right?
I think that's already been established between Giannis and John Horst.
Maybe.
I think they have that relationship. They have that respect for Giannis. Primarily. I mean, that's the most important part for me. But maybe Milwaukee has played this well in that they do have two teams bidding against each other right now, and that they didn't do it in February, and here we are. It sure seemed like at the first, the Miami package is the one we know. That's inevitable, but maybe they have at least got two teams bidding against each other. That Detroit part is exciting for, I think, every Eastern Conference fan in general, that Tyler Hero would be going there. If that is a possibility, that Tyler Hero going and being with the Pistons and immediately being their second best offensive player, whether or not you're super high on Tyler Hero or not, I think short-term recency bias will say, the guy was injured and he wasn't that great. The guy's played in the finals. He's a really good scorer. He would easily go and jump on a team with Cade, Asar Thompson, Duncan Robinson. Beyond that, there's Jalen Darren. Beyond that, who's scoring? That's what their team is. So he would literally be the guy to be able to score in playoff series. So that part is exciting. That got me going. That got the pigs going for me on the weekend. Because that is literally, they need him desperately. They need somebody on the wing. And with Tobias Harris coming off the books, they just have so much potential to get somebody. So I was buying the Hero slop.
I like Hero to the Pistons as well. Like, depending on the cost to get him from, I guess, Milwaukee is what it would technically be. A good get, a pretty solid fit, I think. Like you're saying, he's not a number one scorer, but he's a good enough number two scorer, can play with the ball when Cade is on the bench, can play off the ball when Cade is handling. Then you look at like what the Milwaukee return would be. Young guy in Khalil Ware, a number 13 pick from Miami, and then whatever they get for Tyler Hero. That's looking better for Milwaukee than just Hero and Ware and the 13 pick, if you ask me.
Right. Mm-hmm. Mark Stein wrote recently here, quote, was this all an exercise to try and coerce the Heat into sweetening their offer at the finish line? This idea of Boston getting in play here. Or are the Bucks about to really seize upon an offer they like better from Boston or elsewhere? That's what I keep coming back to. It just feels like we knew the Heat deal. It can't really get all that much better outside, of course, maybe more draft capital or maybe another young guy or two. I wouldn't feel like that would be the complete holdup to getting Giannis if you're Miami. But is this just a way to like extract a little bit more here? It is sort of what's the rush?
Yeah.
Now their co-owner said they want this done by tomorrow night, before tomorrow night, I guess, during tomorrow night's draft. There's that part, but you don't really need to hold to that. That's what I think is going on here. And I think just in the end, they're trying, and maybe successfully we'll get a little sweetener from Miami, another pick, another player. Now, I will add Windhorse on Get Up this morning. He said about the Jaylen Brown part of it all, he believes if he's not even moved for Giannis in this deal, a potential Bucks Celtics deal, maybe Jaylen Brown is moved to a completely other team. Like, can you put the toothpaste back in the tube? Sort of is that Windhorst thinking here. This idea, it's like, it's out there now. He had a lot to say after the season ended. This idea about being the alpha guy, maybe having his own team. Maybe he's just moved in a completely separate deal. TK, I know I'm getting ahead of myself here, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Can you put the toothpaste back in the tube? Can you put the hair paint back in the hair paint bottle? I think it's perhaps
That's
a better
even
question
tougher,
to ask.
arguably.
Yeah, it's impossible. Almost once it gets stuck under your forehead or perhaps a jersey.
Sure,
you
yeah.
can see it going poorly with Jaylen Brown, I think, with the way he was talking throughout the season about how much he's like being the number one guy for the Celtics. Obviously, he had the Twitch stream afterwards, and he's very active to this very day on Twitch, and maybe being in these trade rumors, though it does feel like the Celtics are being pretty careful to not officially put Jaylen Brown into these rumors. They're like, we'll talk about salaries, and there's one salary that makes complete sense to be involved in this, but they won't say his name specifically, and I think it's because they don't want to have to take the toothpaste out of the toothpaste tube. And if it's already squeezing out there, it's going to be impossible to put back in. So I can understand the Celtics wanting to continue dangling Jaylen Brown, or at least involving him in other trade scenarios. But if he doesn't go in this Giannis trade, I imagine Jaylen Brown remains a Celtic going forward because the team is still good. Like, their team is going to be a top 4 team, probably a top 2 team in the Eastern Conference next year, assuming they bring back Tatum and Brown together. So I think they would actually tinker around the edges to try and change things up. But it wouldn't be surprising if Jaylen Brown is still on the block.
Yeah, I think Brad Stevens is having conversations with the Milwaukee Bucks about Giannis Antetokounmpo and Jaylen Brown going for Giannis. Simple as that. Beyond that, I can't buy into they're trading Jaylen simply because of his Twitch postseason. Because throughout the season, he was totally fine with that environment. Everybody was good with him. It's not like he was talking like, hey, I don't need to play with Jason Tatum anymore. Like, that was a great environment. So it was one Twitch. Really, it was literally 1 hour on Twitch where he was still mad at, is it Ben Taylor? Who was the referee that he was really upset with? I mean, immediately after.
Yeah,
I mean, it was a lot about
refs.
what he wasn't getting in that series. Yeah. And then he started talking about, this was my favorite season because he was the number one guy. And that's really it. It was really odd on Twitch, but I don't think that's Brad Stevens saying, get that out of here. I don't think it translates to Brad Stevens saying, we don't need you. We don't want you. We won a title with you 2 years ago, but we don't want you anymore. That being said, if it's Giannis Antetokounmpo, then that's a totally different scenario because it's Giannis Antetokounmpo.
All right, we'll leave the honest talk there for now. We don't need to do 40 minutes on this just to see him traded immediately after we get off the air here. So we'll just wait. Does it happen today? Bill Simmons says it's happening today. And you won't believe this. Bill Simmons says he's going to the Celtics. He still believes that on his podcast yesterday with Zach Lowe. Bill Simmons, sometimes in the know when it comes to Boston. He's been wrong before, though. And so, like, look, we'll just wait, whether it's today. We'll have an emergency podcast if he gets traded, or maybe tomorrow, same thing. And who knows? Maybe it happens during the draft for all we know. And we'll have a live draft watch party. Draft watch party.
Yes,
I struggle to say that so much. I always want to say lottery. We've already done that. Always want to say that.
Yeah, we've never had a draft watch party. And I've also never seen. We also, this is a totally weird segue, but we know Austin Hero, Tyler Hero's brother. Right? Have you?
I don't.
We know who he is.
We know who he is
on TikTok
because we have a TikTok account. Austin Hero is on TikTok. Okay. Somehow we follow him. He plays college ball. Either way, I kind of believe him because he commented on his brother's Instagram post on June 10th with a buck, literally just an animal, saying he's going to the Milwaukee Bucks, essentially. So I don't know. Who do you believe? Do you believe Bill Simmons or do you believe Austin Hero? That's the question of the day,
That's a big question.
Get that poll going right there. All right.
We got a little breaking news. It ain't anything regarding Giannis, but this is from Shams Saranya. University of Michigan coach Dusty May has agreed to become the new head coach of the Dallas Mavericks.
Okay.
They got a coach.
Dusty.
You want to get that coach in place.
Draft.
That's exactly right.
Blazers? No.
Nope.
They don't need one.
Blazers are the only one.
Nah.
There's nobody. There's nobody in their war room. I'm not paying overtime.
That's
Tom
exactly
Dundon's
right. I can
thinking.
pick these guys.
No, I'll do it. Yeah, I'll just pick a guy. Do they even have a pick?
They lost their pick to the Bulls, but did they get another one somewhere? I don't know.
Okay, well, we had our first actual trade on Sunday night. The Hawks are acquiring Aaron Wiggins from OKC in exchange for 2 second-round picks. The Hawks will send the Thunder their own pick in 2030 and the least favorable of their own in the Lakers pick in 2032. So 2 future second-round picks here. Aaron Wiggins coming to Atlanta. This was obviously a move that OKC did tasked to reduce its projected tax penalty. So they saved like something like $65 million in moving Wiggins here. So that's what sort of they're doing from their side of things. But what do you think of this deal?
Yeah, and they are on the books as the championship team that has to lower those books. I mean, that's essentially what it comes down to. It is cost management time for a championship team. That's what it comes down to.
Well, they're not the reigning champions.
No, but you know
I hear
what
what
I
you're
mean.
saying.
It's just like the Boston Celtics said, hey, we got to get off of these guys a year later, and getting off of Drew Holiday and Kristaps Porzingis. The Thunder have to pay guys. They got 140 going to 4 guys this next season in Chet, Jalen Williams, Shea, and Caruso. They've got team options in Hartenstein, Dort, and Kenrich Williams.
Right.
And they got guys who they don't play that they're paying, like Nikola Topic and Sorber and even Isaiah Joe. So they got to get off of some contracts, which is a good contract. Aaron Wiggins, super cheap, but as a guy who they yanked from their rotation in the playoffs.
Yep.
Surprisingly, they don't yank a lot of guys, but he was literally not playing in round 2 and then round 3, and he got garbage time in games 4 and 6 of the conference finals. Like, hey, can you find your flow, my man? He couldn't find it. So it is odd to hear that, but it does make sense that OKC literally has to just get cheaper. Simple as that. I mean, according to Mark Stein, OKC has discussed potential number 12 and number 17 picks to Dallas for their number 9 picks. So meaning 2 for 1 because we got to reduce our salary.
Well, salary and just literal roster spots as well.
yeah.
They had 15 guys signed before trading Wiggins with these 2 first-round picks coming up, so now they at least have 1 roster spot. Maybe the trade gets it done, or maybe guys like Dort, Joe, Hartenstein, Sorber, potentially gettable, I would think. Kenrich Williams also just declined his option. He's a free agent, so another spot is open for the Thunder. But this is smart from the Atlanta Hawks perspective. Like, Wiggins fell out of the rotation for the Thunder this year. He's going to be 28 at the start of the next season. He had some injuries. Shooting fell off a little bit this year, but he's still a rotation wing, just maybe not the Thunder because they have such a deep rotation. But I really think that Wiggins here in Atlanta can compete with like Risa Shea, perhaps Kuminga. I assume he'll be back in Atlanta as well for some bench minutes as one of the wings there.
Yeah,
Kenrich Williams was a team option. They said, hey, we don't want you anymore. So they declined that option. They're saving those bucks.
Yeah, the cap nerds have been saying for a while now that like probably 2 out of the 5 guys, the 5 being Dort, Hartenstein, Joe, Wiggins, and then Kenrich Williams, they likely wouldn't be back, just obviously for money reasons and roster reasons, with especially the draft picks like you guys are talking about. So 1 gone, yeah. Another one to go, maybe. I mean, I'd love to see our Toronto Raptors trying to get in on a little Isaiah Joe if they could. I'm sure a lot of teams would love him. Also a great deal, like Wiggins. But from Atlanta, I'm with you, TK. Like, great work here. We'll get into the CJ McCollum deal that they signed over the weekend as well. Wiggins was a key role player for the championship team. He played a lot more in that postseason run than he did in this one, as Tass mentioned. I mean, there was a goddamn meme about Aaron Wiggins. Thank you for saving basketball. I'm literally just Aaron Wiggins. That's the meme. So we'll see if it translates to Atlanta, which I think he's getting an opportunity. And he's not, I mean, I guess he's just entering his prime, right? He's 26, 27.
He'll be 28 at the start of next season.
Start of season. Okay. So yeah, prime time and reduced contract. It keeps going down if I remember correctly. And it's under 10 million.
It's
just like nothing.
A descending contract, which is nice. But the Thunder did really well to design that whole roster around those types of deals. Guys like Isaiah Joe have a team option next year. They have so many team options. I mean, they just allowed themselves. I wonder if they have the most team options in the league. I didn't do that research, but that
it's at least 3, right?
Yeah, Kenrich is now gone. They selected that option and said, we don't want
Dort,
that.
Hartenstein.
Dort and Hartenstein. And then next year, there's an Isaiah Joe.
Okay.
There's a Jalen Williams, the one off the bench. And Aaron Williams, they dealt away. So that was another team option. Yeah.
Do you have any thoughts on him here in Atlanta?
Yeah, sure. I'm
You like
excited
it?
for
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yes, they do have a lot of wings. So that's something going here these next 10 days. Auntie Sally will be deciding where we go. Because, they need big support for Jalen Johnson. I think that's the primary goal here.
Because the Hawks have a $24 million team option for Kuminga and that contract, and whether they exercise that by the end of June 29th, I think is the deadline on that. So, yeah, they are keeping CJ McCollum. That's the other Atlanta news. He's agreed to a 1-year, $21 million contract extension to return here to the Hawks. The deal includes a $7.5 million trade kicker. And obviously, TK, with this news, he avoids free agency. So thoughts on CJ sticking here in Atlanta for just 1 year?
Yep, this is perfect. He beat the Knicks twice, and nobody else could even do that. He had 2 literal game winners to beat the Knicks by a single point. He'll be 35 at the start of the next season. So to me, CJ McCollum is just a stick around for maybe not even an entire season, but he can tutor whatever draft pick they end up with. They've been rumored to be in the mix for one of these point guards in the 5 through 10 range. Quite a few are available. So I think CJ McCollum's like a solid guy to teach them the ways of the NBA. Then you can decide at the trade deadline, do we keep him around to have a veteran presence in our backcourt, can get shots, can take big ones at the end of a game, or do we move him to another team that's a contender and maybe we can get a couple of second-round picks back or something like that. So I think pretty smooth move for Atlanta.
Yeah, on both sides, smooth. From the Hawks' perspective, we can keep our flexibility because we're just signing a guy for 1 year. If we need to get off him or trade him, we've got that option. For CJ McCollum, I can sign a 1-year deal, and then when I'm 35, maybe I have the capability of signing one more long deal instead of signing it now, and then you're handcuffed a few years from now when you're a little too old. So I think both play each other pretty well. CJ McCollum, man, the guy we kind of deemed as part of the scrap heap that they got him and Corey Kispert for Trae Young. And as Trey mentioned, those 2 game winners. I mean, this last 4 months could not have been more perfect for CJ McCollum.
Not even just the playoff and game winners. I mean, he did average like 19 points per game when he came to Atlanta. He was, and they just ripped off a crazy sort of win percentage when he got added to this team. And obviously, he can shoot the 3 ball. You can go to him in late game situations.
I guess
and he goes from making $31 million to now basically $21 million.
Yeah,
that's what it was last year. And like you said, he then can hit free agency one more time. Maybe he has another great year here with Atlanta. Maybe he gets moved to the deadline. There's all options, I think, for sort of both sides here.
Auntie Sally keeping those options open, although the team looks like it's going to be essentially the same next year as what we're seeing here. So that's all. I mean, they're running it back. They're going to tinker. We'll see with the draft pick, how that plays out, and the Kuminga.
Yes,
option,
those are the 2 now big cues, I think. Yeah, what they do with this number 8 pick tomorrow night and what they do with Jonathan Kuminga here and the team option. And are they one of these teams that Windhorse is saying, hey, remember, if Jaylen Brown isn't moved to Milwaukee, he could still be moved to another team. The Hawks have been rumored to obviously be a landing spot for Jaylen Brown. They'd have pieces they could put together, contracts they could put together, but we'll see.
And Mo Gay is a team option too.
Okay.
Who wants a Mo Gay? I know it's like going too deep for your skis to go on a Mo Gay. I understand.
Thanks for the team option report.
Thank you.
June 29th for Mo Gay. Somebody's gonna pick him up if
they're gonna get that. They're gonna say yes on that team option.
Yeah, what are they waiting for?
What's Shams waiting for?
We like you, Mo.
Other NBA news: the Suns have landed multi-year agreements to keep 2 young guards. On Saturday, Shams reported that free agent guard Collin Gillespie intends to sign a 4-year, $48 million deal to return to Phoenix. His agent, Tass Mellis, was ecstatic about the news. And on Sunday, news broke that Jordan Goodwin intends to sign a 3-year, $19 million deal to stay in the desert. His deal includes a player option for the 3rd season. So Dizzy Gillespie and Jordan Goodwin staying with the Suns. Tass, is this tidy work here from Phoenix?
It's quite tidy. 48. I thought it'd be way more. He deserved more. He could have got more outside of Phoenix, I imagine. He's a solid player. 12 a year. In today's NBA, he deserves more. That being said, this team has changed so much from 12 months ago when they said, cut you, Bradley Beal, even cut a Nazir Little and trade away Kevin Durant too. I think Gillespie taking less to stay there. And then the other deal, also a good deal in Jordan Goodwin. Yeah. But Gillespie could have gotten more. I think it would just prove that he's truly solid in this league and can shoot the 3 and can play around good players.
Yeah, this is his first real contract in the NBA, so good for him. He'll be 27 at the start of the next season, so the Suns are saying, we got you through your prime, and I think this is actually kind of the perfect deal for him. He's right in the DiVincenzo, McConnell, Hauser range. That's the white guard range.
Every white.
Yeah.
If you're like right on the border of being starter quality, you can make threes and you can play a little bit of defense. You can make $12 million in the NBA. I think he's worth it as long as he proves he wasn't just a flash in the pan. Last year, his numbers were in line with like his per 36 career averages, just got a whole bunch more opportunity. So I'm confident that plays out. I think this will be a good deal. I'm not as crazy about the Jordan Goodwin one, even though it's tiny. He'll be 28 at the start of next season. I think what he's best at is rebounding, which as a guard, kind of who cares? But the Suns need cheap players. But to me, they're kind of just going to be running back a 7th seed that got swept in the playoffs, and I don't really know what the point is.
Yeah, Jordan Goodwin, he can defend.
Sure. Yeah.
He gets after it.
Yeah, but they're paying $100 million to Booker. They just signed Collin Gillespie.
Yeah, they're like the Hawks. They're coming back with the same team, essentially.
Incredible stat from ESPN about Goodwin. He's only 6'3". He's like a pretty small guard. Obviously, gets at it on the defensive end. He ranked 15th among qualified players with a 9.4% offensive rebounding rate. All 14 players ahead of him are centers because, duh, that's pretty remarkable. I think they hope. Now, this is a stretch, but they're hoping, oh man, that guy can be our Josh Hart-like guy. The smaller guy, out there for defensive purposes. Not a complete joke when it comes to shooting the 3 ball. It's not a super high percentage or a super high volume, but he'll take him and can make the odd one. But he's out there to hit the glass, hustle his ass off, and he's one of those, like, you hope to be a key piece on a winning team. So this is very, very cheap money for him. And Gillespie, I'm with you. Like, he was good. This guy's good off catch-and-shoot threes, off the dribble threes. You know, I felt like he disappeared in the postseason, but his numbers were basically, the scoring dipped a little bit, but the shooting was 40% from 3 still. He had that one big game, I guess, in the sweep against OKC, and that's also a tough matchup there for that team. So this is good. This is good work, I think, from Phoenix. Now, their next order of business is probably Mark Williams.
Big
what
Mark.
they're doing with him. Yeah, restricted free agent. Expected to maybe receive some interest from other teams, but we'll see if they can make a deal with him. But they got to work quick here with these. And you do wonder if a part of it with their agents and stuff was like, you believed in us, you gave us a chance, you gave us an opportunity. Like, obviously, Gillespie, two-way guy, turned into his first real deal. Goodwin, that guy's played for, I think I bounced around like crazy. So maybe that's why this gets done early here in free agency. Because maybe they could have gotten more, but they're like, no, whatever, I like it here. There's some trust with the organization.
Yeah, and I think it's good for the Suns to get it done because they're button up next to the tax and to the second apron, which means they're probably going to have to trade Jalen Green or Grayson Allen. Like, that's what these deals, bringing back a couple of guards, kind of says to me. Like, we're paying so much for Booker. We need the cheap options. We want to keep Mark Williams around. Like I said, I don't know what they're building towards. They're building towards keeping Devin Booker in a Suns uniform. Is kind of what it feels like
In
to
a
me.
different Suns uniform.
Yeah, in a New Jersey. He's number 15. Like, that's maybe the most exciting thing. But the Suns overperformed this year. Maybe they do it again next year. But yeah, I'm curious to see what they're going to end up doing because there's a lot of guards on this team right now, and they need anybody who can play in the front court.
Yeah.
Next piece of news here, reports say Memphis Grizzlies guard Kentavious Caldwell-Pope is exercising his $21.6 million player option for the 26-27 season. I had completely forgotten about this, but he did undergo surgery on misalignment there in his pinky finger and on his right hand in February. He missed the last 31 games of the season. KCP, only 33 years old. I thought he was older. But yeah, no shock here, I don't think, Tass. This guy's picking up this option of 20 million plus.
No. Rich Paul's happy as his agent. Simple as that. I hope he talks about it on his podcast. Obviously, at this point of his career and how it went from Denver to Orlando now to Memphis, it looks like he's being overpaid, but he earned every dollar. Being an NBA champion with the Lakers, and he two-time, and then the Nuggets, he ascended, and he's taking his dollars.
Yeah,
not a shock here.
Yeah, completely forgot KCP was still in the league, but he is. And if the Grizzlies are able to pull off a Ja Morant trade during the summer, KCP will be the highest paid player on the Grizzlies.
Wow.
So they're going to be in the lottery again next year is what I'm saying.
Probably. Yes.
Yeah. 34 years old. Maybe he's a buyout guy. I doubt it, though.
D'Angelo Russell also opted into his $6 million deal with. Took me a second.
It's part of the Dallas trade to Washington.
There you go.
Washington.
Hey,
Okay.
well done, Nellis.
Great.
That was a hell of a test because I had forgotten he was on the Washington Wizards. I don't think he played a second, right? Did he? I don't think
he did.
Oh, I didn't think
They
he did.
didn't want anybody to play for
I
them
don't think he
after
did.
they traded for him.
Anyway, he picked that up, so not a shock there either. But obviously a lot less money than KCP. Just $6 million for D'Angelo Russell. One-time All-Star D'Angelo Russell.
Would you rather pay $6 million for 1 year to D'Angelo Russell or $6 million to 3 years in a row for Jordan Goodwin? They're paid the same amount of money.
I think I'll take Goodwin.
Oh, yeah.
For 3 years?
Yeah, it makes nothing. It's literally nothing.
Yeah,
It's
I would do
peanuts.
Russell.
Oh my god. Well, we'll see if he plays. I got some mini slop here for you. Isaiah Stewart bracing for a trade from the Pistons this offseason as they put him on the trade block in order to balance out their roster with probably more shooting. That's what Detroit needs. According to Jake Fisher, Beef Stew receiving interest from several teams, including the Bucks, the Celtics, the Heat, and the Spurs. Trey, any reaction here to potentially Isaiah Stewart being moved here?
I mean, it's a little surprising that he would be on the trading block for the Pistons because I feel like his toughness was a big part of their team. But as we saw in the playoffs, Paul Reed basically took his spot and Stewart just looked kind of lost and wasn't even bringing the three-point shooting that makes him even a viable NBA player. But he's a good rim defender. If he's wide open, he's going to make a three. And you like to have him on your team when there's a skirmish because he's going to run out there and scare everybody. So 2 years, $30 million left on his deal, a player option for next season. The teams that were interested, the Bucks, the Spurs, the Heat, the Celtics, all make sense to me as teams that should be interested in a guy that's probably like anywhere between a fifth and seventh man, depending on who's healthy for your team and what you need from it. At the very least, a good backup big man.
Yeah, I saw he was part of these 4-team trade offers that were going around for Giannis Antetokounmpo and that he'd end up on the Lakers to be teammates with LeBron James, which would be weird.
Right.
You know, they once punched each other once upon a time. That being said, I wonder if this is Isaiah Stewart wanting more of a role because he wasn't played a lot in the playoffs, only played 12 minutes per game, or it's the Pistons realizing, hey, we got to pay other guys and we need offensive players. I mean, that's why he wasn't played as much. If he's playing with incredible offensive players, then he can be out there blocking shots, being that late jumper to block shots. But they needed offense, so he had to go to the bench, and Paul Reed took over. I wonder what's going forward with the Detroit Pistons. I'm among the slop. I'm with the slop right now. I'm amongst the slop is the word I should use because I think the Pistons got to make some big moves here to get offensive players to play some ball around Cade Cunningham. So I think Isaiah Stewart entering that discussion is important. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. They're going to make some moves, I think.
They have to.
Yeah. I mean, because they're basically the Thunder years ago. They went into the postseason. They're like, no, we're not going to do anything yet. We're going to see what we have when we get in there. And they got exposed on the glass. They could have used another defensive guy. So then they went and made the moves. They got Hartenstein. They got Caruso. Obviously worked out. I think that's exactly what the Pistons did. They didn't rush into anything at the trade deadline, even though we were like, get a shooter. You got to get scoring. They're like, no, let's see. And they get into the postseason. I think it reared its ugly head that, we could probably use some more scoring. So, they'll be silly if they don't do anything to try and shore up that a little bit.
Yeah.
And B. Stu, I'm with you. Like, I could see him on a lot of these teams. I think there's a spot for him in this league on a lot of squads as a backup center, maybe as a start center in some teams. Only $30 million over the next 2 seasons on the contract. Team option, 27-28 too. So it's not like he makes a ton of money. And he was good. He was really good during the regular season.
Yeah.
So were a lot of their bigs for Detroit. But then it completely played out of the rotation, and they just went Paul Reed more because they're like, well, at least he can do something with the ball. Yeah,
he could score. Isaiah Stewart was Detroit basketball. He was exactly what they're supposed to be. Going forward, I just wonder if they decide to bring back Tobias Harris, who was their second best offensive option in the playoffs. He's a free agent. Or are they able to get more? Like we talked about Tyler Hero. A way better offensive player. So, this is an interesting time here for the Pistons.
Hero, Trey Murphy III, of course, would be an awesome fit, I feel like, in Detroit. But the Pelicans are always asking for a ton, and rightfully so. And Michael Porter Jr. has come up before. But we'll see. All right, that's all the slop I got for you right now.
Appreciate the slop.
No problem.
I don't think we have any more slop.
Nothing. No
yet.
more slop. We'll do a little draft talk in a second. First, quick break.
On the biggest stage in the world, FanDuel is changing the game because sometimes your player gets subbed off and your bet goes with them. Not anymore. With FanDuel Super Sub, if your player is subbed out, your bet stays in. That's right. If your player leaves the match, your bet continues on with the substitute, so you're still in it until the final whistle. Here's an interesting one for you. Collin, Messi, and Mbappe to each score a goal today. Plus 423.
Again, is what you're
Exactly.
saying.
They all did it on match day 1. Oh, I love it how they call that. Match day 1 for these fools. Collin, Messi, Mbappe plus 423. Could it happen again? Of course it could.
Wow.
Visit FanDuel.com to get started now. Let there be goals this summer on FanDuel.
Let there be goals indeed.
Mbappe.
It's a fun
Just
name.
fun to say.
Fun name, man, for sure. All right. The 2026 NBA draft is tomorrow night. You don't know shit. We don't know shit. But hey, let's get in the mood a little by playing a little fill in the blank NBA draft edition. A few questions for you guys and for everybody watching us live or watching later, podcast listeners. Fill in the blank here. Simple as that. First one. Now, this one, maybe there's a debate here.
I think so.
Fill in the blank. The number one overall pick should be, not will be, but should be. I'm asking you, who would you take if you were the Washington Wizards?
I've got optimism, so I believe in Darren Peterson. Forget about the cramping and that he wasn't that optimal offensive player in his 1 year in Kansas. Who cares? He's way better than that. And I think they believe in being able to take care of him physically. If you compare him to Debanza and to Boozer, he should be the best offensive player amongst those three guys. So watching him play, him handling it at 19 years of age, putting him beside Trae Young, I think will take off a lot of pressure from him if Trae Young is there beside him. So he's not just the guy who has to handle the ball all the time from the get-go. I think you play it slowly, and he'll be great. I don't think he's going to be a bust at all. So I think this is kind of exciting going into that number one pick. Are they taking Debanza? Are they taking Peterson?
Does feel a little up in the air.
I think so. Yeah.
Which is, and then even after that, some of these teams' decisions with Boozer and I know Caleb Wilson maybe a little bit more down. But what about you, TK? Would you go Peterson?
No.
Okay.
Not for me. To me, he is the riskiest pick at number 1.
He is, yeah.
With the questions about like leadership concerns and why were his legs cramping so much and why did he look less athletic? Was he just tanking it this season to stay healthy for the draft? Literally, who knows? So for me, he's low floor, high ceiling. AJ Debanza is high floor, high ceiling. Like, how is this guy not going to be good? He's 6'10" and can score all the time. And then Cam Boozer is high floor, low ceiling because he's not the super athlete. Boozer is my favorite of the top 3 picks, but it feels like he's made for the Memphis Grizzlies in that Boozer is like the analytical darling and the Grizzlies are like the most analytically driven drafting team that's out there. So it feels like a perfect mix for them to be united at the number 3 pick. But I like Boozer the most. I just like the way he plays. I like how he processes the game. I like his feel for things. I like the way he creates for others. Maybe he's not going to have the best highlight package of this 3, but it wouldn't surprise me if he wins the most of these 3.
Yeah, I mean, the Grizzlies, Cam Boozer. Where did Pau Gasol get drafted? Number 3 overall.
To the Hawks.
Did he not? To the Hawks. Was that? Then,
That's who
then
picked
moved
him.
him. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. That's a good point.
Yeah.
But it does. Will Boozer fall there? I like Debanza here. I think the Wizards. I'm more. I mean, again, not a draft expert. And crunching the tape, reading everything over the last week or so, I think I'm more Debanza than I am Peterson. I'm a little concerned about Peterson too. Tass, a hell of a point you're making with him. I mean, guy is an offensive stud and could be in this league. And why wouldn't he be? But
and the one-on-one
so
games in high school, he was kicking Debanza's ass.
It's true.
and that kind of thing.
It's true.
But it wouldn't be surprising to see Washington draft Boozer. Would that be shocking?
Whoa.
I know it sounds crazy, but if they're of that mentality where they just want to draft the most solid player, the guy again, the floor is not, it ain't low. So there's a chance. But yeah, I think Debanza is definitely the hot one. The hot one as we enter like 30 hours from now seems to be the one that that's going to happen. But
Okay, let's say Debanza goes 1 to Washington. Then who does Utah take? Do they take Peterson or do they take Boozer? Especially with the Boozer ties to obviously. And one?
His dad play there, and his dad is employed by the team.
Yeah.
I think they take Peterson.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a perfect fit for the team.
Yeah.
As well, since they have a 3, 4, 5 that are well paid, assuming Walker Kessler gets paid.
yeah, but then I question, is he too much like Ace Bailey, where, they kind of low floor, high ceiling guys?
I think
But-
Peterson's better.
Then Bailey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I hear that.
You must think that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
George,
going
yeah.
number 1.
Yeah.
We'll see. All right, next one here. This is a fun one. Fill in the blank. The 2026 NBA draft starts at pick what, TK?
Well, I mean, it starts at 1.
No,
It really
you can't
does,
say
because
1.
it's still up for grabs. Because this is the most unsettled number 1 pick since the Paolo Banchero year, and that was like the day of. It was maybe Jabari Smith is going to go number 1, maybe Chet Holmgren is going to go number 1. It ended up being Paolo, so number 1 definitely still up for grabs. But it really starts at number 5. The top 4 picks are known. The Bulls are getting whoever's left of
Yeah.
the top 4, likely Caleb Wilson. But then you start looking at the prospects available at the 5 range, and it's mostly all guards in Wagler, Acuff, Mikael Brown, Kingston Flemings, our close personal friend, and of
Yep.
course Braden Burries as well. The Clippers just traded for Darius Garland. He's a tiny little point guard. All the best prospects are guards. So according to the Pig Loose boys, Stein and Fisher, the Clippers and the Nets both are just hoping that Sacramento falls in love with one of these guards and wants to trade up, because it might be a smarter move for the Clippers to trade down just a couple of picks, pick up some assets going further, and then figure out what to do with a guard next to Garland. But it doesn't make sense to draft Darius Acuff to go next to Darius Garland. Not only would it be confusing name-wise, but they're both 6'2". It doesn't make any sort of sense. So I think it's really up in the air what happens at number 5, which is kind of exciting for the Clippers. They didn't have a pick before the trade deadline. They didn't even have a pick at draft lottery night until things went perfectly for them, and they went into number 5. So they got a chance to do something for their future. I think that's exciting.
Is Keaton Wagler the guy that could play beside Darius Garland?
He's
big,
tall.
big
Yeah.
enough.
The best maybe fit. Yeah.
Yeah,
On
that's-
paper, at least.
Yeah, and he was going 1-on-1 at a Clippers workout with our friend Kingston Flemings, and so they're looking at both. But it seems like it makes more sense beside Darius Garland, because they have to believe in keeping Garland for next season and to see what Garland can become as a young player. A lot of guards are
A
available.
lot of cards.
So many.
Well, would the Clippers get crazy at number 5 and get the Ade Mara from Michigan, one of your Wolverines guy there?
I don't think so.
Way too much of a reach at that point.
Too much of a reach, and they drafted Yannick last year.
Yeah,
Yannick
true.
Conan Niederhauser, and he looked great until he got hurt this season. So I don't think they would. But I could see maybe they would be interested in Mara, but would probably trade down for him.
It's funny because all those guards, this glut of guards that are they all do seem not you can't go wrong with one of them. I'm sure some of them, not all 4 of them, will be incredible players, or even 5 if we're including Burries. But I don't think Sacramento should get all that aggressive, moving up, or they should just stay at 7 and who's there, and then you'll still have an option between probably 2 or 3 guys. So yeah, we'll see what the Clippers do. It does feel like starts at 5, I guess, one way to put it. Any other starting spots for you? 1, 5, and what, 9? We going back to 9 with the Mavs? What are they doing? Are they trading it out?
Yeah, as I brought up, the potential to trade that pick to OKC for 2 picks a little bit later, 12 and 17, according to Mark Stein, sort of makes sense. And those 2 teams traded a couple of years ago for Derek Lively. That ended up working out all right. So TBD.
All right, final one here. Fill in the blank. Trey, we'll start with you. The most underrated prospect is who?
All of the Michigan national championship guys are going to be good draft picks. Yes, Yaxel Lendeborg is highest rated, but he's underrated because he's going to be 24 at the start of next season. He graduated high school the same year as Cade Cunningham and Scotty Barnes.
Wow.
That's pretty crazy,
wild.
huh?
That is crazy.
And that's why he's looked at more in the 10 range, because he's so old, but he could be good for established teams like Golden State picks 11th, OKC picks 12th. These are teams that are trying to win right now. If he's 24, you want a guy who can instantly produce. So I think it makes sense on both of those teams. Yaxel's also outside of the two big guys in Debanza and Boozer, like a big forward, he's easily the best big forward that's out there. Mara, like you mentioned, he's huge. He's skilled. He could be a Golden State or Oklahoma City target, I would think as well. And then Merez Johnson looks like he's going to be a good defender. He's like a late lottery, middle of the first round guy as well. He's kind of like an Isaiah Stewart, but we got to see if he can shoot threes as well. Tough guy. Guards fours, guards fives, rebounds, all that kind of stuff. So I like all three of them. We'll see if they end up on a team, but you can see why they won the national championship.
Yeah.
They got three guys who are probably going to go top 15 in the draft.
Yeah.
I'll go deeper with bigs. This is a late first round pick, early second round pick that I got hooked. Henry Visar of North Carolina is a 7-footer. A big guy, but you could see a smart team like the Knicks who need a backup center saying, oh, yeah, this guy's a modern day 7-foot player. And because there's so many guards, I think there are players that are being overlooked here that are going to drop potentially here. So it makes sense for a guy who can shoot from the outside as a 7-footer and can just play the modern game. He's got touch. He does not have the athleticism of a Daimara. That's all right. That's all right. You got a Knicks. You got to see him on the Celtics. I think he could play a lot of minutes in the NBA, so that would make sense. Visar.
Okay. Put me down for Joshua Jefferson from Iowa State. Because he's one of these guys that's also older, but that means he's going to go later in the first round. And that means he's more likely to go to a better team, and he'll slot right in, and he'll be like a contributing player, I think. Because, he is super, super athletic and high IQ and all that. So I like those traits for him. So Joshua Jefferson, forward. I guess Sam Vecini has him going 23rd right now. So let's say he goes in the back end of the first round. Sleeper pick. I mean, he'd be there for the Raptors. They love those type of guys. What do the Raptors have tomorrow night? 19? That's what we're picking. Yeah, 19. Koa Pete. Love that name.
Koa Pete.
That's a fun-ass name. I do like all these new names we get. Yaxel. Yaxel alone is such
Yaxel's
a great...
cool. I actually think this is going to be a tough name for drafts because we've got, is it Debanza or Debanza at the top?
Okay.
Wagler or Wagler. This is going to be some catch-ups for sure.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah, I think it's Wagler, and I think
Yeah, I
Debanza,
think so too.
who was an NBA media correspondent during the finals, he asked that question to Victor Wembanyama, where he said, "Hey, I'm an NBA media correspondent." Victor immediately gave him the what with the facial reaction, like, "What?" I think I know everything about the NBA. What are you talking about? I think he will be comfortable letting us know it's Debanza because the guy, he likes to be on the mic. Whether it's
Confident guy,
Debanza or
sure.
Debanza, I don't even know. I
Okay.
still don't know.
Confident guy. All right. Let's hear all of your answers. Some of you know a lot more about the draft and watch a lot more college basketball than us. So let us know your answers to those three questions. Tomorrow night, Tass is right. First time we've ever done this. No Dunks NBA draft watch party. We're going to be here in the Classic Factory. Pizza will be ordered, or maybe Burger King. And we'll just watch this thing. It starts at 8 p.m. Eastern, so join us
We're just
around
going to
then.
watch this thing.
I mean, honestly, we're just going to crack jokes. That's all we're going to do. So join us. Think of us as your second screen experience, right? You'll have the draft up on wherever you're watching it, and you can have us on the second monitor there, just hanging out and talking about this. And maybe there'll be trades. There will be trades.
Hopefully,
there definitely will be
yeah.
trades. We'll see how big they are.
8 Eastern?
8 Eastern.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, what time does the number one pick actually occur?
Yeah.
Like 8:10, 8:15? I don't know. I can't remember.
Well, they got
Silver's
5 minutes on the clock
Well,
to
yeah,
start off
Silver
with.
will come out. We'll boo him. That'll be fun. The Brooklyn crowd will boo him. Yeah, he'll say the Wizards are on the clock. They'll take all 5 minutes to build the drama. So I don't know.
I'll probably say congratulations to the New York Knicks
course.
on the championship. That'll get some booze as well.
Well, yeah.
Well, I mean,
booze. I think that's going to get a huge
There will be a lot
pop.
of Knicks fans
Yeah.
in the stadium, in the Nets stadium.
All right. So join us tomorrow night. I'll get that stream up pretty shortly so you can hit the notify me button when we're live. But you can bet at 8 p.m. Eastern around there. We'll be live.
I like, there's another guy I like named Dalen Swain. I think
Oh, yeah,
he's
yeah,
going
I've
to
seen
be a
that
good
name
player.
going
But
around.
here's the weird thing to me. I'm looking at Tankathon's mock draft here. No Jalen's.
Not one?
Wow.
Not a single Jalen in the top 60.
Interesting.
The odds against that are like pretty high at this point, I think.
Yeah.
When's the last time we had a draft with no Jalen? It could have been last year. I don't know.
I mean, that's a good question.
But
What's
Dalen we got, Jaden we got. We got 2 Jadens.
I do like this name too. I don't know if I'm saying it correctly, so apologies in advance. LeBaron Phylan Jr.
Yep.
That's a crazy name. I don't know. Just a double name ending in the
LeBaron
O-N.
Phylan.
Yeah, LeBaron Phylan.
Yeah.
Got my name in it too. He's apparently pretty good, right? Alabama guy.
Nice, tall, skinny guy.
Tall, skinny guy? All right. Well, we'll see. We'll see tomorrow night. Or we'll be back later today or sometime tomorrow with an emergency podcast. Otherwise, if Giannis does not get traded in the next, 24 hours or so, you'll see us tomorrow night here in the Classic Factory for the watch party with the draft. As we hit our summer schedule here, more of a Monday, Wednesday, Friday cadence for now. But thanks for joining us. Hit the like button, subscribe. Podcast listeners, 5-star ratings and reviews. Until tomorrow night or the emergency podcast, Clipper Bros.
You heard it here first. Have a great time. Turn up. Love you guys. Awesome.
Thanks for joining us. And remember, we'll be eating either pizza or Burger King tomorrow. But for sure, I will have read this article about the dark truth behind Burger King's apology tour on Slate. I can't read. I can't wait.
no.
Thanks for the reminder. When
Whoa.
you brought up Burger King, I need to read this. I need
Just read it tomorrow night to us.
yeah. Well,
Time,
Yeah, a lot
the
of downtime.
sub-headline is, there's a real Whopper here and not the kind you can eat.
Whoa, that's a nice tag.
Nice tease.
Yeah, very nice tease. All right, guys. We'll see you soon. Praise the day, people.